Hello guys, so this is going to be a Q&A. This is all the questions I got from my family and friends. I do have a couple of their texts and also written it down. So the first one I'm going to get into is why did I get involved in writing 9/11 articles. Um, well, I was sitting down talking to my father one day and 9/11 came up and he told me that he went down to ground zero. He I think he was in the Navy during that time. I'm not sure why he went down. He just went down, explored all the areas of New York, but he said that it was still he could feel the heat and it was still like the fires were still burning, which was crazy because that was like in 2000 early 2002. So I was like in awe. It's like, how does that happen? Like how is the fire still burning? And all the conspiracies we had over the years, especially like, oh well, jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. Well, it's true, jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, but it does weaken it. Because what happened is that the fire was so hot it bent, it was pulling down on the steel, and then it eventually broke, unfortunately, and um, all those people unfortunately passed away. But back to the story, it like I was like, holy crap, I need to look into this. So I sat there, I went through onto Reddit. I just watched all their videos. Um, I mean, what am I saying? Videos. I watched their posts, like Between Two Towers and a couple other people. I said, wow, I need to start practicing writing so I can upload stuff on Medium because I just have fun writing sometimes. So I just started writing replies, and I think that became my first article. Like, I think the first one was how the towers collapse. Then my second one is like how the well, actually I can't remember. I can't remember what I named it. It was so long ago. And then I did lolSuperman. So lolSuperman, I had to watch a lot of gnarly footage of just Guy's rules book and a couple other people, and it was it's a pretty gnarly writing. If you look on there, I like put like in the comment section, it's like full of me just giving details and ideas. Like, I don't believe Guy's rules book. I wish I would save that comment. I think I had a what you call it, a link, but I wish I would took a screenshot because I don't remember how to find it. Someone said Guy's rules book, filmed it, and I was like, no, he didn't, because I mean, like, unless he teleported, downstairs and went all the way to the plaza, filmed it, that didn't happen. And I mean, like, I went on from there, and then I did the black tag lady. Now, the black tag lady was my like last article I think I made on 9/11, because that one really messed me up. Um, so basically, a woman, I believe she got hit by debris, because in the article I shared photos um around around the twin tower. I keep wanting to say plaza, around the general location of the twin towers, and you could just see, meat of people and just chunks of bodies just scattered all over the street in the road. And I basically did that just to say, it's impossible um, for her to be on a plane. Anyone who was on a plane was, um, you, eviscerated. I can say. Um, I believe that she. I don't believe that she fell out of the building because there's no way someone could survive falling. I did see. I can't remember. I think his name was Super Paul article, and he did have like all of the details, and he had diagrams of how it could be possible for someone to land and just see, because she was like, her lower waist was completely destroyed but her upper body was intact. So yeah, I don't think that either, because when they were falling, they were like accelerating to like what 160 miles, and even if you jump from a lower floor, hitting the ground at even 50 miles, 40 miles would kill you. But I think she was hit by debris. But the I think his name was Honest Armstead, um, was going around putting black tags on people. Uh, I mean, not black tags, putting markers on people to say, this person needs help. This one's about to be deceased, and black means deceased or soon to be. And the woman came across her, and she said, "I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Call my daughter." And I was he said, "Okay, okay, I will." And she just continued saying, "Call my daughter." And then I guess she passed away soon after that. Um but that was just a really gnarly article um to write. And I find that funny. It's like someone asks, "What's the hardest article you ever written?" It was this article, the black tag lady, and it was, I think, Regina Key Walter, um, and who else? I can't remember. Honestly, I have been like, I can stomach seeing, people eviscerated. I can't really stomach seeing like, uh, how can you say? I guess civilians and stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. Other than that, someone asked. Someone asked a comment about Depressing Ginger. I think Depressing Ginger does a really good job of formatting his videos and just making them. I know that some people may not like him because of his some of his political stance, but for me, I see political position as secondary. I see the content of what someone's giving out as the primary. I can not like what you do, politically, but I can like what you do, I don't know, accently. um, but I think that's it. Oh yes, and would the plane survive if I mean, would the tower survive if the planes hit higher? The answer is no. Um, the the twin towers more than likely would have been like demolished, just like the Deutschland Bank. And also, I missed this comment. Building 7. So if you look at, um, I can't remember which video I uploaded. I should have prepared more for this. Um, Building 7 had a ton of debris um, land on it when the Twin Towers fell. And that, like, remember, it's molten, well, not molten, it's like office stuff, furniture, um, just material falling through Building 7 and getting on it and basically causing a fire. And I think the structure of Building 7 was also like very flawed, at least. Well, actually, you know what? I don't even want to say flawed because someone flew a giant plane into a building, and then the buildings collapse and fall onto it, adding to the weight and also bringing the fire on to the building. And I mean, like, all of that has to be taken into account. I don't think that the government did anything malicious um, in regards to that. Also, maybe I'll put up some footage throughout this article. Like, there's like flames like all over Building 7. So, um, what's the most? Oh yeah. So I think this might be my final question. The most disturbing image I seen a 9/11. I mean, like, basically the whole thing is horrible. The woman waving in the holes where the planes blew a hole through the twin towers. I think that was the south tower, and she stood there. No, that was the north tower, because she was the south tower collapsed first, and she was still standing in the hole. So that was the north tower. Um, which I find completely crazy because when the south tower when the towers collapsed, it was like a mini earthquake. It was absolutely insane, and she was still there holding on, which which is absolutely um, crazy. Um, I think one thing that a lot of people don't talk about is like when the towers fell, like you could see like the spine column. I think that was the first haunting thing. I think when I saw that, I instantly clicked off of my laptop and I just walked outside. Um, as you can tell, I don't write 9/11 anymore. I don't really see a point in it. Um, how I feel about videos and stuff concerning the bodies or different not safe for work images being released. I think they were going to release it this year or next year. Something about, I can't remember what it was called. Once again, I was completely unprepared for this, but I think that in some cases, yeah, in other cases, no. I don't I don't see a real benefit of releasing the videos of people um, falling. But then again, I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know how I feel about that. Um, Let me see if I have any more. I Okay. I think we're done. How I'm just gonna say this real quick. I'm no longer going to make like content on 9/11 just because this. I don't feel like there's nothing else I can say about it. It was a horrific event. I had plans. I still have drafts of like all the things I was going to write, and I'm just going to not write it. But other than that, guys, leave me a comment or something. Hello, guys. So this is my after report because I kind of messed up. I didn't talk about everything. Um, so firstly, why I stopped? Well, why I stopped is I was not in a good headspace back then. I stopped writing on Medium like a while ago. Um, I would just write everything. I went everything in August, and I just been slowly publishing it. Obviously, I've been like updating what has been happening, like the sources and some of the images, and just complete the final draft. And that has been going on. Uh, Also, someone said a question I missed is why is there like what is that molten stuff leaking out of the Twin Towers? I believe that was like the computer floor. I can't remember exactly what it was called. I do apologize for that, but I believe that was like molten, like lithium or whatever stuff was inside the computer leaking, burning out. Um, I'll definitely research that and I'll like add it on. Also, I do apologize that my audio is like completely terrible. Um, and also, my lack of sleep. I only get 4 hours of sleep a day, which is pretty terrible. But other than that, I'll say that, you know, what is this other one? So I will make a full video of how I make like all of my shorts. I make them all on Canva. I'm making this video on Canva. I think it's called Canva, but I just call it Canva. Um, and that's how it's made. Um, Other than that, guys, if you have any more questions to ask, just feel free to ask it. You know, I'll definitely make more articles like this. I got one in the works about the Aspen bombing. I'm debating if I should talk on it or not. I might not. I might just have a text only. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace.